Yo guys, what is happening? Simon B1471 checking in. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you are watching from. Guys, this is the kind of sum up of my Battlefield 6 beta experience. What I think is going to change, what might happen and might not happen. So yeah, big thank you to everybody who's been supporting me over the last, couple of weeks while the beta's been live. My channel has grown the quickest it has for some time. I've been on YouTube for over 10 years, and yeah, it's been a bit of a grind, bit of a laugh, bit of a pastime. Never took it too seriously, but yeah, big thank you. I appreciate all your support over the last 2 weeks. We're so close now to 40,000 subscribers, so yeah, big thank you to everybody. I kind of think why I've had a lot of views, a lot of comments, a lot of people, you know, sharing their frustration, especially when I was the first person on YouTube to be critical of Battlefield 6, especially on weekend one, where everybody was saying, wow, Battlefield is back, you know, all the shills was out there, you know, influencing, doing their job, really. I still don't get why, you know, these influencers, you know, big YouTubers, Twitch streamers, whatever, you know, platform they're on. I can't believe how they just don't get called out more so than what they do. You know, any single YouTuber who come out and said Battlefield is back, you shouldn't be watching them. Don't watch them. They're not a content creator. They're an influencer, guys. They are basically, you know, influencing your decision on whether you should waste $100 or however much the game costs for the Phantom Edition. Quite clearly know that this is not a real Battlefield game. Anybody who says this is Battlefield, sorry, you're deluded. Don't care. Opinion rejected. The biggest single thing which has pissed me off about this whole beta isn't really anything we've played, anything we've done. It is the sheer lack of any empathy from anybody at DICE, at EA, or whoever they work for, you know, who's involved in the development of Battlefield 6 when it comes to maps. Maps is the single biggest thing what people have been complaining about, saying that it's a meat grinder, saying that it's spawn and die, spawn and die, spawn and die, and again, EA nothing. The only thing we've had from EA, and I quote, high-octane version, unquote. That is all they've said about the maps in this game, that we wanted to give you high-octane, the full-on high-octane version of Battlefield 6. Is Battlefield even supposed to be a high-octane shooter? No, it's not. That's what Call of Duty is. And we all know why they've done this. It's a deliberate design decision to appeal to Call of Duty players because EA, from a tactical corporate point of view, saw that Warzone, Call of Duty struggling. Okay, what we want to do is make our game more mainstream than it's ever been, because, you know, as much as you like Battlefield, guys, maybe really, really early days, Battlefield might have had as many players as COD, but at least since, Battlefield 3 and 4, I think COD's always been the more popular game. So what they've prayed for is, right, okay, we want, EA set themselves a 100 million player target, which I don't think they were going to ever hit that anyway, even if they made the best game ever. They want to become the next Call of Duty. It's quite clear the game we've had is not a Battlefield game. It's a Call of Duty game with Conquest, Rush, all these game modes what we've come to love over the years being integrated into a much smaller version of what Battlefield has been, which again is Call of Duty. You got to look at the size of the maps, guys. Everybody going, oh, they've only put small maps in because they wanted to make sure the weapon balancing. Bullshit. Bullshit. That's what they want you to think and believe. The game, when it comes out, we're only going to really have 2 large maps. Mirak Valley, which apparently is the largest map in the game, but even I've seen data mined and leaked stuff, but I didn't put it in my video. I didn't even talk about it because you know how EA are when it comes to criticism, and if they get any opportunity to take this video down, copyright strike it, get it off YouTube, they'll do that. So I'm not really going to show anything, but let's be real. The largest map in the game is probably about twice the size of Liberation Peak, so it's still not a big map, guys. It's still tiny. The largest map in the game is still tiny, and what worries me even more so, guys, on the beta menu, when you go large all-out warfare, you've got tiny maps. Why are they calling large all-out warfare on tiny maps? Like, even the small maps in the game, they've got tanks in a tiny map. That's not Battlefield. It's ridiculous. Like, some of the smaller maps in the beta are what you would have got in older Battlefields for, like, Domination or Team Deathmatch. Not full all-out warfare on the Conquest playlist. It's madness. I know there's exceptions to what I'm saying here, especially in Battlefield 3 and 4 when it comes to specific DLCs they released, which was the close combat ones. But guys, nonetheless, you know, who would have thought we would have been here in August 2025, a couple of months before the game gets released, and we've got tiny maps in a Battlefield game, which Battlefield's always been about large-scale, all-out warfare. Every map, pretty much, again, I'm going to say it for the haters, just, yes, I know every single map's not like this, but the vast majority of Battlefield maps have always had jets, helis, all this kind of stuff on every single map, and again, the maps are a straight downgrade. The destruction's a downgrade. Remember when everybody was saying, oh, wow, guys, this destruction's amazing? It's laughable how bad the destruction is. It's like it's their first day at DICE designing a video game. It's hilarious how bad the destruction is in this game. Like, go and play Battlefield Bad Company 2, guys. You can literally blow anything up. It's crazy, the downgrade in the maps. Like I said on yesterday's video, Siege of Shanghai, if I can get my words out, versus, you know, Empire State, for instance. It's a straight-up downgrade. And anybody thinking that this game's going to be any better when it comes out, you're deluded. This isn't a beta, it's a demo. It's a demo to showcase what they think the player base wants. They've got it wrong. The biggest problem, guys, again, the hugest problem is that any lack of empathy or even notification from DICE that we've heard your feedback, we're going to make larger games throughout DLCs, we're sorry, we got it wrong. Wouldn't it be great, guys, if they just come out, somebody at EA or DICE now and said, right, guys, we've heard you loud and clear, this isn't the Battlefield you wanted, we're going to be working heavily behind the scenes to bring you larger, all-out warfare maps so you can enjoy in the future. We got it wrong, the maps are too small, we've heard you loud and clear. What we're going to do in the background, we're going to bring back some of the older Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 maps for you to play in the meantime, but nonetheless we're going to bring you new fresh content, and we're going to bring you back some of those bigger, large-scale warfare maps through the portal system. They've not even said that, guys, so it's quite clear that they've made design choices, they've doubled down on it, and again, bunch of narcissists at DICE, echo chambers galore, nobody's giving them critical feedback, or at least if people are, they're ignoring it. People have been playing this game in the Alpha Labs or whatever it was called for years. Has nobody ever thought of saying that, yo guys, this is tiny? Why the maps are small? And to kind of put it in context for you, the largest zoom scope you've got in Battlefield 6 is a 6 times. I can't remember off the top of my head what the maximum zoom was on Battlefield 4. It seems to stick in my mind that there was a times 40 scope. Somebody let me know in the comment section if I'm accurate or not with that. But nonetheless, you've not even got an 8 times, a 16 times scope, guys. So that kind of shows you when it comes to game design, especially with the snipers, that it's laughable just how bad DICE have done with this Battlefield game. A lot of people are still sucking the game off saying, oh, I'm having fun, I think it's great. You might be having fun, you might think it's great, and if you're genuinely one of those people who's having a fun time, I'm happy for you, but I'm sure once you get your high-octane version, as EA call this game, and DICE, version of, you know, when you get the updated version of Warzone, Call of Duty, etc., you'll soon leave this game and you'll go back to Call of Duty Warzone like you do every single year, even though you complain about the game 24/7. Now, what I think and what I want to do on this channel is give people a voice, give people a vocal point where you can come. You can type in my comment section how annoyed, how frustrated you are in the comment section without fear of getting banned. Because so many people have been telling me in my comment section, oh, I spoke out on an EA forum, I spoke out on Reddit, I spoke out on Discords, all these kind of places where you can actually give official feedback, and you've all been getting banned because they don't want to hear negativity. We live in the world in 2025 where any form of negativity, even if it's critical, constructive criticism, is labelled as toxic. You're a hater, blah, blah, blah. That's all you get, guys. That's all you get. Remember what the development... Who was it now? Was it Patrick Soderlund? Now, I can't actually remember his official job title back in Battlefield 2042, but you can remember when he said, well, if you don't like it, don't buy it. There you go. That shows you the kind of echo chamber, narcissistic bubble they all have themselves in. That's why they don't listen to feedback, guys. They think they know better than the player base what they're making the game for. Like, I don't think in any other walk of life you have got companies making a product what they want instead of what the consumers want. Battlefield is back is bullshit. Anybody who says that are clearly on the payroll, so to speak. And again, I keep having to say this because people just go, oh, so they got paid, did they? No. You don't have to get paid directly through a bank transfer or a wage or a payment into your bank account. You can get paid by multiple ways. You know, you can get early access, so you can upload gameplay on YouTube, therefore you're going to get more views, and therefore you're going to get more ad revenue. You might get a free holiday, a free plane ticket, a free hotel, all that kind of stuff. You know, a free weekend away at EA or DICE Studios. That's kind of payment, guys. You've got a close working relationship with the developers, and again, according to the definition of the word shill, if you've got a working relationship with anybody, you're kind of a shill, guys. That's just how it works. While you're claiming to be impartial, and that's the problem with gaming. It's the problem with YouTube. It's the problem with all these, you know, social media places. You don't really have to clarify in no uncertain terms that you've got a working relationship. So again, a lot of younger, naive gamers think that all these YouTubers are being honest and straightforward. I watched a video this morning from El Presso, but he was just like, straight up like, it's like as if he's on a different planet. The funny thing was, guys, he was saying that, oh, the game's great, I like the map sizes, all this, and it's a big YouTuber, and his comment section was calling him out, going, what's he talking about? The maps are tiny, the maps are rubbish. Again, it was hilarious that the YouTuber himself, for he could mind melt his audience, and even his audience is turning against him. So it's incredible how narcissistic even YouTubers are, guys. They're like, screw me comment section, screw me viewers, I don't care, I'm making bank, I'm making loads of money, I couldn't give a shit about any of you. Yeah, but the single biggest problem with Battlefield are definitely the developers, EA, DICE, whatever. They're just not listening to feedback. They couldn't care less. They want the Call of Duty fan base in their game, and they don't really want to make a good Battlefield game. That's ultimately what it's come down to, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I've said in various different videos the biggest problems with the game. I'll just quickly go over them now. The maps. Clearly the maps are too small for a Battlefield game. All-out warfare is laughable because it's not all-out warfare, it's infantry warfare with the odd tanks put in there just to sprinkle a bit of vehicle gameplay, just to keep those people happy. But even the tank gameplay, it's very, very straightforward, boring. The controls aren't as good as what it used to be. Teamwork, you don't really need to work in a team on this game. Like, the snipers, there's no suppression mechanic in the game. Like, why have you took out the suppression mechanic in the game? You've got no squad orders, and so on and so on. I made a video yesterday saying everything wrong with Battlefield, so go and watch that. So I don't really need to go into it and make this video any longer. But it's disappointing, guys, that we're not getting listened to. Such a shame, because this game could have been great. We could have had truly Battlefield is back moment. But again, we've got more of a Call of Duty game than a Battlefield game. But let me know, as you always do, in the comment section. Give me your views, your opinions. Like I said, guys, use my comment section as an area to voice your opinions, your concerns about the game. You know, nobody's going to get banned here like you do on the official, you know, EA Reddits, forums, all that kind of stuff, Discords. So yeah, thank you for your support, guys. We're almost at 40,000 subscribers. Like I've said in other videos, when we get to that point, I'll do something nice for, you know, a few lucky viewers. So yeah, thank you for your support, guys. I hope before the game comes out, they make some changes, like saying, okay, guys, we haven't got that many big maps in it. What we're going to do, we're going to add server browser, so you can just make your own servers with the largest maps. You can make your own, you know, rules, so to speak, in that game, so you can have, you know, full-out, all-out scale warfare. Don't think that's going to happen because they don't really care. Like I said, guys, the biggest problem with the game is you've got narcissistic developers at DICE. You know, you've got people at EA who don't care. They're just chasing banknotes. And guys, I genuinely think if they would have made a full-blown proper Battlefield game like Battlefield 3 or 4, they would have made more money than trying to copy Call of Duty. But obviously, they've got to keep a few vehicles in it just to try to... Yeah, guys, well, this is Battlefield, guys. We've got vehicles in it. Get fucked. Love you all, guys. Thank you for your support. Bye-bye for now.